Hey y'all, let's make some chicken and sausage gumbo. All right guys, it is absolutely frozen outside here in Central Texas, so that only means one thing. It's time to make a gumbo. We're gonna start our dish by chopping up some celery, onions, and garlic for our Trinity. I also have 8 chicken thighs that are cut up in cubes. I'm gonna cut up some Tasso and some sausage, and we'll get those browned up in just a minute. Now that we have our Trinity all cut up, we're gonna go ahead and dice up our Tasso and our smoked sausage, and we're gonna be ready to brown our meat. Now, if you can't find Tasso where you live, it's a smoked Cajun ham. You can substitute in any kind of smoked sausage. All right, we're gonna get our roux going, and we're gonna also brown up our meat at the same time. Okay, we're gonna start off our roux with a ½ cup of oil. I make my roux with butter. You can use canola oil or any kind of other oil you want, but you wanna make sure that you use equal parts oil and flour. So I'm gonna go ahead and melt this butter down, and then we're gonna add a ½ cup of flour. So while this is going, I'm gonna go ahead and heat up our big pot, and we're gonna start browning our meat. Okay, now that our butter is all melted, we're gonna go ahead and add in our ½ cup of flour and get these mixed together. Okay, one important thing with roux is that it's gonna take a long time to cook. It's not gonna be ready in 15 minutes. If it is, that means you probably burned it. So we're gonna have our burner set to low, and we're just gonna constantly stir this with a flat bottom spoon. And I prefer a darker colored roux. So this is gonna take about 30 to 45 minutes to go ahead and get to the appropriate color. While this is working, we're gonna put our sausage and Tasso and get that browning. Okay, our roux is looking good. You just kind of wanna swish it around in here. Playing it, it's gonna take, like I said, about 45 minutes to cook. So this has been 15 minutes and it's still kind of a manila color. So we're not even close yet. Right now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take our sausage and our Tasso out. You can see it's nice and browned up, all the crispy pieces. This is ready to come out. And you can see we're starting to get some good color in the bottom of our pot. This is important. You're not burning this, you're browning this. And this is where all the good flavor is gonna come from. Set this aside, and we're gonna go ahead and put our chicken thighs in here. You can use chicken breast if you want to, but I feel like these have more flavor. We're gonna go ahead and get those browning down, and we're just gonna keep stirring all of this until it's nice and brown. Okay, our roux is about finished, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn the burner off, and I'm gonna put a few of our vegetables in the roux so that it goes ahead and stops the cooking, just a little bit. The rest I'm gonna save to put in our big pot. So I'm gonna go ahead and stir these up in here, and that way our cooking process starts to stop on our roux. But this is the color I like for chicken and sausage gumbo. If you were doing a seafood, you'd go quite a few shades darker to do a real dark gumbo. But this is gonna be good for chicken. Okay, so we're gonna leave that just like that. I'm gonna come over here and finish pulling our chicken out. You can see we have all the nice crispy pieces. Okay, now what we're gonna do is go ahead and put our vegetables in here, and we're gonna brown these down. It takes about 20 minutes. We're gonna cook these all the way down. Looks so good. This is gonna be ready to put in our big pot in just a little bit. That smells so good. We're gonna pour just a little bit of chicken stock in here so that these can finish cooking down. Okay, now that our vegetables are about done cooking, we're gonna go ahead and put some Cajun seasoning. I'm gonna use some kilos today. I am gonna do quite a bit. I haven't seasoned my meat yet. I haven't seasoned any vegetables yet, anything like that. So this is pretty much gonna be all of our seasoning that we're putting in. And I'm gonna also do some garlic powder, quite a bit of that. Let's go ahead and cook this the rest of the way. And you can see how nicely our vegetables have cooked down. To this, I'm gonna go ahead and start adding in our roux and the other part of our vegetables. Okay, now to this, we're gonna add 1 quart of water, and I'm gonna add 2 quarts of chicken broth. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and let this cook at a low boil for about 30 minutes before we add our meat. Okay guys, our broth has been cooking for a little over 30 minutes. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our meat, and we're gonna let this keep cooking for about an hour until our meat is all nice and tender, but it looks so good already. All right, so when we come back, it'll be all ready to go and we can serve our plate. Okay, our gumbo's been cooking for an hour and a half. Our meat is nice and tender and we're ready to make a plate. So we're gonna start with a little bit of rice in the bottom of our bowl. Okay, so we have our gumbo here. We're gonna put a little potato salad and a piece of bread. And we are all ready to go. I hope you guys love this dish and it warms you right up.